Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Liddy Thornton, and I am a study abroad advisor in the Office of International Programs. In this presentation, we're going to be talking about study abroad at Loyola and tell you about all of the different options that are available. At Loyola, we have so many different options for study abroad. We have programs in over 65 countries. If there's an area of the world that you're interested in, we definitely have lots of options for you. I know that a lot of people are concerned about study abroad, thinking that it might be really expensive or not, accessible for all students. But we do have lots of financial aid and scholarship opportunities, both Loyola financial aid and scholarships and outside scholarships that are available to students as well. We like to say that we have programs available for every budget. And also, students from every major are able to study abroad, and courses count as Loyola credit. I know that some majors are concerned that this might not be an option for them, but we are able to make every major work for study abroad and find the right options that are available to keep you on track for graduation. Just to note that all of the classes that you take while you're abroad can count for Loyola credit. Sometimes people have them count for just general elective credits. A lot of people take their core classes, especially maybe a fine arts course or a history course. Those are really popular ones for students to take while they're abroad. And then also students take their major courses as well. It could be a really cool way to sort of get some specific courses, like really focusing in on international business or cross-cultural communication, something that is very specific to that location that you're studying in. Our most important factor when we're advising students is making sure that they're picking the right program academically for them so that they can stay on track for graduation. To be eligible to study abroad, you must be enrolled as a Loyola University Chicago student. You must have completed 15 university credit hours before the start of the program. This varies sometimes program to program, but generally it's after you have completed your first semester at Loyola. You might be eligible to go on a shorter term program in the spring, and after you have completed your first full year at Loyola, you're eligible to go on a program in the summer or any of the following semesters or academic years. For most programs, we require that you have a 2.5 cumulative GPA. Again, that varies for different programs. We do require a 2.75 for our global centers and some of our exchange programs, just because they can be a little bit more demanding. Students need to be in good academic, disciplinary, and financial standing with the university. How long are study abroad programs? This is a question that we get a lot. Some people think that study abroad programs, they're only for a semester or they're only for the full year. We actually have a huge variety of options and choices for students here. So while we do have full year options or lots of students going abroad for one semester, maybe the fall or the spring semester, we also have a lot of shorter term options for students as well. That can be kind of a good way to dip your toe into studying abroad and kind of trying it out for a shorter term. So those shorter term programs, they happen in the summer. Those programs usually range between 3 and 12 weeks, sort of depending on the program. We also have J-term programs. So J-term is kind of that period in between the fall and the spring semester. So the programs usually run, usually about 10 to 12 days long. They're kind of right after Christmas, and you get back right before the second semester starts. So those are a nice short-term program. Then we also have some programs that run over spring break. So with those programs, you're enrolled in the study abroad course during the spring semester, just like you are your other courses. Classes will usually meet on campus throughout the semester, and then the whole class travels together over the spring break, usually for about 8 or 9 days on a program. So there's a variety of different lengths depending on what you're comfortable with or how you want to start off your study abroad experience. Maybe you do a shorter term program and then you fall in love with it and want to go for a semester or a full year as well. As I mentioned before, we have study abroad programs in so many different locations. As you can see from this map, we have programs in Africa, Asia, Australia, Europe, Latin America, the Middle East, New Zealand, and Oceania. So no matter where in the world you're looking to go, we definitely have programs for you. Not only are there a wide variety of locations where you can study abroad, there's also a lot of different types of programs that we offer. I'll start by talking about the Loyola short-term programs. So those are some of the programs that I talked about earlier when we were talking about length. These are the ones that happen over the J-term, over spring break, or for a few weeks in the summer. These are Loyola courses taught by Loyola faculty, and the Loyola faculty member and the Loyola students all travel together on the program. So those are really nice because they focus on a specific Loyola course. Sometimes they focus on maybe a core course that would be good for anyone to take, like a literature or a theology or a philosophy course. Other times, specific majors or schools have their own courses. So in the past, we've had specific communications courses or environmental science courses that go to locations that are really focused, on the subject of the course. So we have some environmental science courses that are going to Peru or to Belize or to Costa Rica, to really get the hands-on experience there. There's a wide variety of options that students can choose from for those short-term programs. Then we have provider and exchange programs. Providers are, study abroad partners that we work with, might be companies that provide study abroad opportunities, or other, we work with a few other Jesuit universities, like St. Louis University has a campus in Madrid, Fordham has one in London, Marquette has one in South Africa. We partner with those providers. When they're there, students will study at a foreign university there, or maybe at a center that they run. There you take courses alongside other U.S. students, maybe some local students as well, or other international students from around the world. On these programs, classes usually have some class options in some, if not all, in English. And then sometimes you can also take your courses in the local language if there's another language spoken in that location. We have exchange programs as well. Those are really awesome and a great way to integrate into the local community, because you're sort of enrolling as an international student. So you're going to be really immersed in the local community. It's a great way to meet, local students, practice language skills if they speak another language there, and really integrate yourself into the culture. Finally, we have our global centers. This is an amazing, unique thing that Loyola has. We're lucky to have 2 different campuses that are in different locations around the world, so in Vietnam and in Rome. To talk a little bit more about Rome first, I'm going to throw it over to Dave and Ola, as they specialize in everything Rome.
Thanks, Libby. Hello, my name is Ola Vysotsky, and together with my colleague David Schmidt, we are the Assistant Directors of Admissions and Recruitment for Loyola's John Felice Rome Center. In short, we work with any student interested in studying abroad at the Rome Center, whether a Loyola student or a student from one of the many universities that we partner with. Basically, if you have any application questions or want to learn more about the Rome Center, we are the first points of contact. So let's get started. Founded in 1962, the John Felice Rome Center, or the JFRC, is the oldest continuous American program in the city of Rome, which, when you think about it, being the oldest anything in such a historic city is quite a feat, and it's a tradition that we're very proud of. If you're familiar with Rome's geography, our campus is located in the northwest quadrant of the city at the top of Monte Mario, the 8th hill of Rome. Our quartiere, or neighborhood, Balduina, provides students with a local experience. The affluent quartiere is residential. It's filled with a lot of families. It has grocery stores and markets, some really fantastic restaurants, pizzeria, and gelato shops. We are connected by 2 bus routes and a regional train. We're about a 20-minute bus ride from the Vatican. Or from our campus gate to the colonnade of St. Peter's, if you walk downhill, it's about a 45 to 50-minute walk, depending on how fast your legs can carry you. Students have the opportunity to engage with the Balduina neighborhood in a variety of ways. There are frequent cleanups of the area held by Retake Roma or Comitato Balduina. Both are organizations run by young locals wanting to be more environmentally mindful. Students can also sign up to babysit bambini around the neighborhood as well as tutor English. It's a great way to build relationships within our community as well as learn more Italian. The JFRC campus is fully serviced, with residence halls, which we just opened up a new building this past spring, a mensa, which is the cafeteria, classrooms, library, laundry facilities, a chapel, and some common areas such as lounges and a cafe. We also have an olive grove where students normally help harvest in the fall to help make olive oil for our mensa. These facilities, if you'd like to get a better idea, are displayed in our virtual tour on our website, so please take a look at that if you would like to get a better feel for what it actually looks like. There's a full support staff that is accessible 24/7 to students, which includes security at the entrance of campus, an extraordinary international faculty comprised of locals and also international expats, and a dedicated student life staff that helps students make the most of their time in Rome, whether it's showing them how to navigate their favorite spots of the city, running an intramural calcio or soccer league that gets quite competitive, or just being there as resources for when students may be feeling a little homesick or need some advice. As Libby pointed out, the JFRC is one of Loyola's global centers, which makes the whole process of studying there for Loyola students much simpler. When it comes to finances, a semester at the JFRC costs about the same as a semester in Chicago, but in some cases even a bit less. It includes tuition, room and board, in addition to on-site orientation that students receive within their first days in the Eternal City, as well as community dinners and day trips. The biggest difference to budget for would be the flight from the US and back and any independent travels and experiences that the students do during their free time. Payments for the tuition and registration for classes is done the same way that it would be for a semester here at the main campus. All of the Loyola awarded scholarships and federal aid do apply, and the JFRC also has additional scholarships that students are considered for at the time of writing their applications. These can be applied for full year, semester, or summer programs, which my colleague Dave will talk a little more about.
Thank you very much, Ola. So we have opportunities for students at the JFRC year-round. Whether you're interested in studying with us for one summer session, for 2 summer sessions, for a semester, or for an entire academic year, you'll have that opportunity at the JFRC. Our goal with the JFRC is to make sure that as many students as possible can study with us. With that in mind, we haven't created a program that only suits certain majors or that will only help certain students to graduate on time, but rather we've sought to make sure that any student who's interested in studying in Rome will have the opportunity to do that at the JFRC. We offer courses in a wide array of subject areas to students in different majors across our university. Students can take classes in the classroom on our campus or on site, which is like a field trip class that students can take, exploring the city and taking advantage of the cultural and historical resources that Rome has to offer. We also have special curriculum for students in pre-health professions, in our nursing program, in our business program, and students in our College of Arts and Sciences. Students can also take advantage of service learning, experiential learning, and internship courses while they're abroad so that they can get hands-on experience and work experience that can help on their resume and certainly help them to experience Rome in a different way than they would if they were just in the classroom during their time abroad. During the summer sessions, we have 2 different options for students. We have a 5-week program and a 4-week. The 5-week summer session 1 includes courses that students can pick a la carte, so you choose any 2 courses you'd like while you're abroad. Those courses typically will fulfill graduation requirements, if not major requirements, and so students know that the credits they take will actually help them on their way to graduating from Loyola, but they can do it while they're in Rome. During summer session 2, we have faculty-led programs we call fusion programs. Those let students start and finish an experience in Rome. However, in between, they get to travel to different parts of the country with a small group of students and 2 faculty members who will lead them through a much more hands-on, very in-depth way of exploring a particular subject area and a particular part of the country during their time abroad. Either summer session 1 or summer session 2 includes 2 credits or 6 credit hours, so students are able to take those classes one after the other, or they can take just one session or the other. With that, I'll pass it along to my colleague Mary Bennett to hear a little bit about the Vietnam Center.
Thank you, Dave and Ola, for covering the JFRC. Hi, everyone. I hope you are enjoying the presentation thus far. As you can see on the screen, my name is Mary Bennett. That's me in the blue dress on the right-hand side of the photo in front of you, along with some of our Spring 19 students in Ho Chi Minh City during their orientation week. I am the coordinator for our Vietnam Center. I'm based on our Chicago's Lakeshore campus, and I conduct all of the administrative, recruitment, and pre-departure processes for the program. The Vietnam Center is Loyola's second global center and is the little sister to our Rome campus. It is located in Ho Chi Minh City, which is also referred to as Saigon, and it is less than 10 years old. The program caps at about 40 students each term, and students have the opportunity to study for either a fall or spring semester, or they can do a full year. We do not yet offer a summer session, but we are hoping to as time goes on. The program by design is immersive. Our campus structure in Vietnam certainly lends to this, and that differs from the JFRC. Students are living in a Vietnamese university's residence hall in what is known as District 10. Districts are simply neighborhoods of the larger city, much like those here in Chicago. District 10 is a residential area of Saigon with many families and locally owned businesses. Vietnam Center students only room with others that are on our program, but they live on a floor with international students that are attending that Vietnamese university. Our students do have the luxuries of Wi-Fi and air conditioning, as well as their own common room space, which other students living in that hall do not have. We do not provide a meal plan for our students, and because of this, they must interact with the local shops and food stalls. Students will get to know the coffee vendor on the corner and regularly frequent the nearby market. Where students take courses then is about 15 minutes away by motorbike in an area known as District 1. This is the business district of the city with skyscrapers and international headquarters. We rent classroom space from Open University, so students are on another Vietnamese university's campus, but they are taking Loyola courses and therefore receiving Loyola credit. They're essentially taking the same courses we offer here in Chicago, just over in Vietnam. All courses are taught in English, and we do not have a language requirement. The students do not need to take Vietnamese while they are on the program, but many will choose to do so that they can further interact with the people. Because students are required to navigate through Ho Chi Minh City on a daily basis, we pair all of our students with what we call a BK partner. These are native Vietnamese college students that are living in the same residence hall as our students and speak English very well. They are also students that are just super interested in American culture. They're going to greet you when you get off the plane with some sort of Southeast Asian fruit and instantly ask you 20 questions about your life. They're there to not only help our students adjust, but also to be a cultural ambassador and show them Vietnam through their eyes. The BK partners will show our students how to cross the street, which is a feat in and of itself. They'll take them out to get the best pho or banh mi sandwiches. They'll go sing karaoke with them, and sometimes even take them home to meet their families. The relationship created with the BK partners are certainly a highlight of the program, and many of our alumni still keep in touch with their partner student after the program has ended. In regards to course offerings, most of our courses are core, or those are the gen eds that all students need to fulfill in order to graduate. These are going to be courses like theology, history, literature, which means that any student, no matter what their major is, can study abroad at our center, and we have had a wide variety of majors attend. The faculty that teach these courses are mostly Vietnamese, with a few other international faculty and expats. Many of the courses contain on-site components, and we do have a few academic excursions built into the program cost, so students will get to go on group trips. Past trips have included going down south to the Mekong Delta to see shrimp farms and floating markets, up north to see the old imperial palaces and lantern-lit streets, and even to the nearby country of Cambodia. Students only have classes Monday through Thursday, so there is plenty of time for personal travel to Thailand, Laos, Malaysia, Singapore, or wherever you'd like to go. In addition to core courses, we do have a few specializations that students can participate in to get engaged learning, internship, or research credit. For all students, we offer a sociology course with an interactive component that allows them to meet their engaged learning requirement. During this course, students are typically teaching English to disabled Vietnamese adults, which assists them in obtaining job security. For students studying the environment, we offer courses that meet their major requirements and have opportunities for them to engage in research through a field placement during our fall semesters. Students in our School of Business have major-specific courses in the spring, as well as internship opportunities in Saigon during this time. When it comes to cost, a semester at the Vietnam Center is significantly less than what you would pay for a semester in Chicago. Because it is a Loyola campus, just like with our Rome Center, your federal and state aid can be applied, as well as any Loyola-specific scholarships you may have received. The same percentage of what covers your tuition here in Chicago will be applied to our tuition. If you would like to apply for additional need-based aid, we do offer specific Vietnam Center scholarships as well. So to sum everything up that I've shared with you, the Vietnam Center is an awesome experience for those that are looking for a more immersive or affordable option. Please feel free to reach out with any questions you may have about the program, and with that, I will turn it back over to Libby for the remainder of our presentation.
Hi everyone, this is Libby again. Thank you to Dave, Ola, and Mary for giving a little bit more insight into our global centers. We're now going to go back and talk a little bit more about some things that are more general to study abroad on any program at Loyola. So housing, it really varies depending on the programs. You heard how they do housing in Rome and in Vietnam. And some of our other programs, especially where they speak another language, homestay options are usually available. A great way to practice language and learn about the local culture. Most of our programs also have a residence hall option, either living with other U.S. students from your program or perhaps some other international or local students as well. And then many programs also have apartment option. Circling back to the question on is study abroad affordable? I know Sometimes it can sound intimidating, sound like living in another country might be much more expensive, but we try our best to advise students on the program that's right for their budget. So knowing that your state and your federal financial aid can be used on all semester and year-long programs. No matter whether you're going through Loyola or through an exchange or through one of our providers, you're able to use the state and the federal financial aid. Your Loyola financial aid and scholarships can apply to some programs. So you can see our website. We have a cost page that kind of details which programs are able to use the Loyola financial aid, but you're definitely able to use them at our global centers at Rome and at Vietnam. Able to use them on our exchange programs, and then with some of our partner programs as well that you can see on our website. There are also program-specific and national scholarships that are available. For program-specific, those are always really great because they're kind of a smaller pool of students. You're focusing on just the students that are going to the same program as you as you're applying. We also have national scholarships like the Gilman Scholarship that our students are actually very successful in receiving and being competitive in those national scholarships. So as study abroad advisors, we work really closely with our students, helping them to identify what scholarship opportunities will be right for them and helping them work through essays and ideas and different things like that. We're always here to kind of consult our students on all things financially related to study abroad. Both physical and mental health are very important topics for students to talk and think about before leaving for their programs. At Loyola, all students are required to complete a pre-departure orientation before they leave. In this, we try to prepare students to think through their different health, both mental and physical health situations. When they are on site at their programs, they will also receive a specific health and safety orientation specific to where they are in the program that they're on. All of our students are covered under CISI International Insurance Policy. This is a policy that covers, if the students will need to go to the doctor, if they need to go to the emergency room, if there is an evacuation, they're covered under our CISI insurance policy. OIP also monitors world events, and we are in very close contact with all of our program providers at all times. When should students start planning for study abroad? If you're listening to this presentation now, it's good because you're already thinking about it. Starting early is very important. We think it's great to plan ahead. A lot of students at Loyola go abroad during their sophomore or junior year to be able to maximize their options so that they have more academic courses that are available. As I mentioned, it's good to maybe save some of your core courses for study abroad, especially if you're going to one of our global centers that have tons of core options. But as well as most of our programs will have good core options, as well as perhaps some of your electives for your major or minors. We have study abroad fairs that occur in September and in February every year. At those fairs, all of our programs are represented, so students can kind of walk around to all the different tables and learn about each of the programs to see what one might be the right fit for them. Study abroad advisors are always available. You can come and speak with us about different options for academics, budget, and we're happy to answer any questions that you might have. Thank you so much for listening to the Study Abroad presentation. Now you're all ready to go global and study abroad. If you have any follow-up questions, you can see all of our contact information on the screen here. Please feel free to email us to ask us any questions or get more information about anything. We hope to see you all at Loyola and studying abroad one day.